I'm going to do an instructional on how to trim weed. Listen closely. First you're going to need is a good apron, like so.
First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure you have a clean surface. This table is not clean. You want to make sure everything is cleaned up. Then, once your table is clean, you're going to want to have the proper trimming scissors. These are called fiskars. Fiskars are the best scissors that you can get in order to trim weed. You're also going to want a little pipe in case you want to smoke something for later. You're going to be using a little popsicle stick, taking table scrapings like this, and then with the leftover residual table hash, you can actually put that directly into your pipe and then smoke it. You're going to need one razor blade. One razor blade to clean your fiskars, and a razor blade to clean that table hash right off of there. You're going to need a really good light, like so, good fluorescent light, and you're going to need an energy drink. Now, it doesn't really matter what kind of energy drink you get, so long as it works. This one here, 2 for 99 cents at the 99-cent store. You can feed a lot of people. It keeps you going for a really long time. I like it a latte. El Sol. Pure Energia.
Okay, from my experience, they trim a little bit differently in Northern California as they do in Southern California. So I guess it just depends on where you're at. So what we got here, we got our marijuana here, and this is medicinal grade. This is for pharmacia, so it's very carefully selected. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and take it from the stick. You don't want to touch the nice little crystals here, because these crystals here are going to provide your patients with the most THC that they can possibly have. So while you're trimming, you're actually going to just go ahead and hang on to the stick, like so. Now, it depends on if you are in Northern or Southern California, because what happens is in Northern California, from my experience, is that they happen to be a little bit more Nazi-ish on how you're going to go ahead and trim that weed. Now, you see these little points here? These little points here need to be go ahead and snipped right off. You could just do a quick 1 or 2, or I'm going ahead and taking my time here with you just to show you what's good. Now, you can see how the crystals really are up on that piece, so we're going to only go ahead and just trim away the tips. The tips don't carry any of the crystalness. Now you go ahead and you rotate it very carefully, and once you get all the leaves off that don't have all of those white crystals on, like see these right here? All of these right here don't have any crystals. We'll just go ahead and snip them right off. We don't want people to be smoking the dead plant porous material if they don't have to. There's not as much THC in that part of the plant. So we want to make sure our patients are taken care of and make sure that they have the best possible medicine for what they need it for. Alright, so we've got one little bud trimmed. I'm going to go ahead and trim this little guy here. I am taking a little bit more time here so you can kind of get a grasp on how to go ahead and do it. Now what you're going to want to do is make sure that everything is super tight. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and clip off the bud, like so. Clip off that bud, and you're going to go ahead and just clip it right into the vessel in which you're putting it in. I like to put mine in mason jars just because it's easier and it keeps it fresh longer. You definitely don't want any unfresh medicine for your patients. So we're going to go ahead and trim all of these little guys here. And you want to make sure you get all the little tippies off, the little pointed edges that don't have any crystals on them. We're just going to go ahead and swoop them right off. Go ahead and double check that one. You clip it off at the very, very tip. Just double check the inside where it was pressed against the other buds. And then just go ahead and dump that into your receptacle. Go ahead and continue on. And just go ahead and take practice with this. Practice does make perfect, and just know you're not going to be perfect on that first time. You're just not. There's just no way that you can be. And it's okay. Hopefully you happen to have a medicinal grower that is going to be understanding of it. But you can also practice on different things. You can practice on broccoli if you like. You can practice on other hedges if you like. You could go out and just go ahead and take some bushes and get some practicing done, because there are other bushes that look like this. Of course, you're not going to get the real authenticity of the crystals and to see where all that is. But hopefully if you have a friend or know anybody who does it, you just offer to work at a discounted rate for your inexperience until you can get up to being really fast. And I'm still being very, very careful here and going very slow for you guys because this is video. And I feel like the best way to learn is by watching, and you can't really see me when I'm doing it fast. It becomes like ninja style fast. That's why they call me Bettina the Weed Babe. Alright, and we go ahead and clip that guy in there, and even though there's only this much stem on there that was left, we want to take that off, because all those little stems add up and they create weight. And it's good for people who want to create weight, but bad for people who don't want to spend their money on that type of stuff. So we just clip it right off because we don't want to have to worry about it. And as long as you shape the bud, if the buds are really odd shaped, as long as you shape it into a really nice shape, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. You definitely don't want to shave the plant. There's been some people who I've trimmed with who like shave the whole thing. They're like, now what I like to do when I'm done with the stems, I like to go ahead and rub these little nodules off, because those little nodules there, they have crystals on them, and then they fall to the table, and then on the table what they do is you can collect them up with your table hash and make a lovely, lovely hash. So then it becomes 2-in-1 products that you can make for your patients. So as you can see here, we've got a beautiful finished bud, and we're going to go ahead and put this in the big bud jar. Some of our patients like big buds, and some of our patients like the smaller buds, like you see here. Now, as you get more practice with your trimming scales, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go faster. Now, some people trim slow, and those people don't stay in the business very long. And the people who trim fast and get the stuff done the fastest are the people that stay in the business a little bit longer. And you got to have a good disposition as well. You got to have a good personality and hopefully be funny if you want to get into it. It does make for good money if you are good. And if you're not, then I think you should get out of the business right away. This is not the type of thing for everyone, and it takes a lot of patience. It's kind of like a meditation. My pastor says that you should meditate and pray at least once a day, and what I do is I take this time to pray. So anyway.